Hey everybody, we are back with another tips and tricks video for infection free zone. So I'm going to give you some basics, some probably beginner tips. They'll be a little bit higher as we go, as we get further in the game, but these tips help me and I hope they'll help you. Let's get started. Okay, for my first tip, it will be placing your headquarters strategically. So when you're thinking about placing your headquarters, it's going to be kind of the center of your facility, I would say. So placing it somewhere where you know where you can expand and also be close to resources and have kind of like a outline for a base is a really good idea, especially when you're just starting off on your survivalist compound. So for my preference would be right here, this building right here, just because the way we have these roads, it's kind of blocked off, so I can put up fences when I get that, and I can have like 4 quarters for guard towers. And I can, some of these bigger buildings that I don't think I'll be able to use in my playthrough, I can harvest for resources. So, yep, that's where we're gonna put our HQ, and we will go from there. On to our next tip. The next tip is kind of common sense, but it's a really good one. Start harvesting all metal, bricks, and wood as soon as you can. There will be a lot of trees when you start, like just in random places. I mean, you got road signs, you got cars, and apparently just piles of bricks from the apocalypse. I don't know how that got there. It just got there. So definitely take advantage of that when you first start, because eventually you'll realize that you're running into a deficit and not having the amount to build things you want. It'll get frustrating, and it'll take a lot of time to replenish your stockpile before you actually get stuff done. So being ahead of the game is always a really, really good thing. Okay, on to our next tip. Another pretty good tip to have is fighting hordes. Normally you want to do it from the safety of a building, but if you're feeling ballsy, you can do it just out in the street. You're much more likely to be injured and or killed when you're just out on the street, so I highly suggest finding buildings, but it can be done. And you can even use you can even lure unsuspecting hordes into buildings with people on the ground. That's always way, way better to attack from a building, but that's not always possible, so, do as you can. On to our next tip. So, sometimes when there's a lot of, crazy zombies running around the town and the light comes unexpectedly, I guess, for them, kind of, I don't know, depends on how you look at it, but they'll hunker down in buildings, and they will become like infestations, and sometimes they can get there'll be a lot of them. Like, I've had times where I've had 4 or 5 buildings just full of one time I think there was 25 zombies. It was bad. Always taking them out where they can't run away or go get reinforcements. Always taking them out as soon as possible, like sending your guys in. It's always really good, because it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. It's going to be kind of crazy, but there's a good chance you're going to be able to get them a lot easier. I think they're also weaker in the daylight. I'm not sure if that's true, but taking them out when you have the ability is always a really good option. So yeah. Okay, on our next step. Okay, a really, really awesome tip that I did not know until now is how to exchange items from your people to your facilities, or from your facilities to your people. So what you do is you click on your team. This is for a mission, so you hit exchange, and then you click on the warehouse or whatever your HQ. I think you can even do it with that. But yeah, this mission calls for 4 cans of food. Bing, bada, boom. You click and drag. Now they have 4 cans of food, and the warehouse is down it. But now you can do it for a mission. So I didn't know that, but it is awesome to now know, and I really hope it helps you. Okay, on our next tip. Okay, for our next tip, it will have to do with scavenging parties. So there's this awesome little scavenger button down here where you basically click on it and you just go to town. And your scavengers will, if they're alive and kicking, they will go and they will scavenge all these houses that you have selected. It's really awesome, really helpful, really good to use. Sorry it's so white. There's just a lot of it's snowing right now apparently, but also you can do it with vehicles, which makes it so much faster, incredibly faster. And it also doesn't click on buildings. Let me just it also doesn't do buildings that you've already searched, so that's super handy and saves so much time trying to figure out what buildings you did and did not search. Oh no, I just clicked off of it. What am I doing? Let's have them go home because they're super full. But yeah, super amazing and helpful. See how I have it highlighted over buildings that are searched? It just doesn't do them. But yeah, okay, yep. On to our next tip. My next tip is research. So research is very valuable, a very crucial thing you need to get ahead on, especially if you have a lot of books or whatever you want to call them, research points. My first thing is medical care, just so you can actually get people healed so they just don't die. That's a really good one. But it can really, like farming, construction, arms production, it can really help you. So the faster you get it like implemented into your society, it can really help. And books are pretty easy to come by. It is hard to staff them because there's a finite amount of people, but people grow over time. But it's really valuable to have research up and running as fast as possible. I mean, I would put it on the back burner when it comes to defenses, because defenses should always be first. But you get what I'm saying. Okay, on to our next tip. My next tip is fairly simple. Don't expand too quickly. Have a game plan for when you're expanding. I kind of have this whole block sectioned off. I'm currently making a big shelter out of this house, and I have a medical bay, and I think a barn coming here. I'm definitely going to expand probably down this way and get some walls up here. But before I do that, I want to get all these houses filled in and maybe even a few more plots of farmland, and definitely a lot more people. Definitely one of those beacon things, because I need to get that right up around it. You know what I mean? But yeah, just making sure you don't expand too heavily, and make sure you have the resources to build everything you need to build is a very crucial part of this. Because if you expand too big too fast, you can lose pretty quick. Okay, and on to our next tip. Okay, for our next tip will be about hordes. So when you are having hordes attacking, it happens quite often, especially if you have a bigger society with a lot more things. You're going to want to make sure as many of your troops that are home, so they have to go on scavenging runs because supplies are short. Making sure that your guys are near the wall because they can fire over this wall, and trying to pick off as many hordes, like as many people as you can before they get inside the building is super important. Also, managing their ammunition, because when the hordes attack you, they run through ammunition a lot. And repositioning your bigger equipment is also a super good idea. Like these guys, they all ran out of ammo. We're kind of boned here because they're defending. They're going on there. If there's no one going to die, they might die. Oh, perfect. Nope, they're chilling. Okay. You want to protect the little schools because they tend to have quite a bit of people inside of them, so they may die. That might have been a mistake. Yeah, also making sure that these the guard towers have heavy automatics, just to get as many guys as possible. See, and that's how you kind of successfully. That's kind of how you successfully do it. Okay, on to our next step. 2 squads. Okay, sorry for that interruption. Another super helpful tip that I tend to forget sometimes, and I've seen other people in their playthroughs forget, is upgrading these pretty much these buildings right here, like your defensive walls. Here you see these. So these will take lots and lots of damage over time, and if you forget to upgrade them, it will be a huge detriment because you'll be attacked by like 2 back-to-back swarms, or like within 2 days of each other, or a little less, and they'll just break right through them because they're more than half destroyed. So keeping an eye on them and making sure they're constantly being upgraded is another thing. And kind of like a little mini bonus tip is when you have enough of the higher caliber guns, is making sure you remember to equip those, because your range will go from here, which is a little pretty good, to like here. And for this, even having some buildings in front of it, that's a really good range, especially when there's zombies all up on your walls. But yeah, kind of a twofer, but yeah, that really helps. Making sure your buildings are constantly being repaired, that you're repairing them, and then also making sure that you when you have the ability, switching the weapons used on the wall, because it can make a huge difference when it comes to swarms. Okay, on to our next tip. Another super helpful defensive tip is having squads throughout the vicinity on the outer edges, just in case there is like a random attack of like either whether it's bandits, whether it's zombies, whether it's somebody in the military that you made mad. That's where I got this NBC thing from. But making sure you have guys in the edges of your honestly multiple. I have about, what do I have? 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8, I believe. I don't know why I can't count right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 units that are inside my I probably could get rid of this one now I think about it, but 8 units here. That's awesome, because that makes it so if I'm invaded, I can move men over to left or right. I don't quite have it to where don't have to worry about it at all, because the guard towers really help, but these guys help even more. They also do run out of ammo, so you have to move them to like a place where they can re-up on ammo, but that's really no big deal for you. For the fact that you're staying, still kicking, a little bit of ammo spent isn't a big deal. But you get that. But yeah, Okay, that's that one. Just to recap, making sure you have units inside of your walls that will help defend because attacks happen once you get to the higher like levels. Like when I was at 150, there was a good bit of attacks going on here and there, but well now that I'm up to almost 254, I get attacks probably every day, like just big hordes coming at me. But yeah, on to our next step. As you can see here, we're being attacked by a ton of dogs, and the fact that we have all these guys here just doing their gunning job, they're getting it. This big, yeah, see? Kind of just eliminate them. Perfectly easily provable. Not provable, I guess it's kind of weird. Easily examplized. Oh, that's not a word. It's easily... My god, dude, I just can't talk today. Yeah, it really helps having people here. Because like you can, once you get more high-powered weapons and more guard posts, yes, you can rely more and more on these, but it's always better to have a second line of defense, especially when you're getting close to, you know, losing your vicinity or your facility because you're just more and more waves. It really helps. I hope you implement it. As you can see here, we're being attacked by a ton of dogs, and the fact that we have all these guys here just doing their gunning job, they're getting it. This big, yeah, see? Kind of just eliminate them. Perfectly easily provable. Not provable, I guess it's kind of weird. Easily examplized. Oh, that's not a word. It's easily... My god, dude, I just can't talk today. Yeah, it really helps having people here. Because like you can, once you get more high-powered weapons and more guard posts, yes, you can rely more and more on these, but it's always better to have a second line of defense, especially when you're getting close to, you know, losing your vicinity or your facility because you're just more and more waves. It really helps. I hope you implement it. Thank you for watching my tips and tricks video. I really hope some of the tips that I'm giving you are going to help you in your future playthroughs. Remember, this game is absolutely amazing. If you don't have it, you should pick it up on Steam. It is so much fun. I think it's even on sale in a bundle right now, if I'm correct. This game is one of the most, like, and next to like Project Zomboid, it's like a very realistic like outlook on like zombies and how you would survive, and it's even cooler how you can survive in like your own hometown or some big city or some place you always wanted to go. It's really cool. So I suggest giving it a you know, giving it a look. It's a really fun game, and there's so many cool things you can do in it. If you have any, you know, things you want to hear about from this game or other games, you know, throw it in the comments. If you like the video, leave a like. If you leave a dislike, let me know why you didn't like the video. I appreciate everyone who watches. Thank you guys so much, and have an amazing day.